My country people then. So on Monday, 15th of October 2018, Eric Tataw was live on Facebook and he had something to say about one of my videos. Wanna listen?
Trying to let them know. You follow one montage, one video or audio that is put with pictures that, what's this man's name? I've forgotten his name. That he was talking about how people are here, they're enjoying, people are dying in the bushes and stuff like that. He's talking how school is good, people should go to school, children have to go to school. You listen to that audio, I'll find time to play that. And when I listened to it, I laughed because the person who is in that video is a clown. Why do I say that person is a clown? Because the person said that the revolution has been changed, has been converted from a peaceful protest to what? An armed conflict. And he thinks that the revolution has been hijacked. It is the same way a man would say that a butterfly has hijacked a caterpillar. No, there are life cycles of anything. Even a human being has a life cycle. If you don't want to make Eric Tataw, my mother will not have had sex.
Okay, so let me get that idea of his mother having sex out of my mind and talk about the substance, the metaphor of metamorphosis that he used. Yes, change is constant. Everything changes. Change is inevitable. Change can be delayed, but it cannot be stopped. The change from a caterpillar to a butterfly is a natural change, a natural progression by design. If you look in the dictionary, and yes, just Google it, the word hijack, it means to take over something and use it for a different purpose. The lawyers and the teachers were marching peacefully to address issues such as how the Francophone system was imposing and dominating our Anglophone systems in the courts and in the educational system, the injustice, the oppression, the lack of jobs and opportunities, the infrastructure such as the roads, good schools and court system and court facilities, and all of those things. Now, a totally different entity comes from outside and hijacked the revolution. The Okada boys, the 419 boys, the local thieves, the village idiots, the poorly educated, and their manipulators in the diaspora are a totally different entity who hijacked the revolution and turned it into something totally different. If the lawyers went from peaceful marching to carrying guns, then that would be a metamorphosis, because the same lawyers have changed strategy and morphed into an armed conflict. But this is a complete hijacking because it is not the lawyers and the teachers who are in the forest with guns. The people who started the revolution are now being targeted because the revolution by the lawyers and the teachers were taken over and transformed into something totally different. And now, the same Aba boys are targeting the lawyers and teachers, kidnapping them, torturing them, killing them, because these Aba boys are totally separate from the lawyers and the teachers, and the Aba boys have a totally separate and different agenda. The butterfly is still a caterpillar in a different form, a different shape, and a different phase in the life cycle. But the Aba boys carrying guns have nothing in common with the lawyers and teachers, and that is why they are now hunting the lawyers and teachers and killing them. In 2016, the lawyers and the teachers were marching to give Anglophone children better education and better opportunities. And after the hijacking, Eric Tataw is asking his band of uneducated fools to garrote children's hands who want to go to school. You tell me, is that the same revolution? Even Eric Tataw is now confirming that Ni John Frundi's houses were burnt and his sister was kidnapped by the same Aba boys that he is sponsoring in Cameroon. This happened just a few days ago on Wednesday, 17th of October. Ni John Frundi has his flaws and I personally do not like him or his politics, but this is a man who challenged Paul Biya and raised our political consciousness in the 90s. He is one of our elderly statesmen, a patriot who should be respected, and even if you disagree with him, you should still respect him. Do you think that the lawyers and the teachers would have condoned the burning of his houses and the kidnapping of his sister? This is nonsense. After we remove this cancer, after we kill this monster, then we can continue our fight for justice, for freedom, for democracy. The Aba boys have never built anything. They only destroy. We need intelligent strategies to achieve our goals without introducing a monster into our communities. I know some of you watching will say that I am an agent of La République. Just because I am against the Amber Boys, it doesn't mean that I am against the revolution. Actually, the Amber Boys are against the revolution. All of their actions is against the welfare of our people. The lawyers and the teachers wanted to improve educational standards and our judicial system. The Amber Boys want to kill all teachers and lawyers, and they are even saying that they want to cut children's hands for the crime of going to school. The lawyers wanted better roads, better schools. The Amber Boys are burning down our schools and digging up our roads. The lawyers and the teachers build our communities and our young men, and Amber Boys are destroying our communities, kidnapping our people for ransom, and forcing some of our young men to join them in the forest. They even have child soldiers in the forest with them. So you see, the Amber Boys are the ones killing this revolution. We have to save ourselves from this madness, this cancer, this monster. The people in the diaspora are causing real-life devastation in our communities by supporting these Amber Boys. They have hijacked our peaceful revolution and turned it into something else, into a monster. This monster is a cancer that they themselves in the diaspora cannot control, contain, or eradicate. The only cure to this kind of cancer is what I call surgical extraction. The only solution to this Amber Boy monster is to catch it, lock it up in chains, or kill it before it kills us.
Oh my goodness. That boy that was back to where your life is I will put the show, put video, camera, and the watcher. You give him manga, so bam, 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 all them.
So a butterfly can come from a caterpillar because it is a natural process designed by nature. But a monster cannot come from a caterpillar because that is not natural. The Amber Boys are a monster that came out of the peaceful revolution from the lawyers and the teachers, and they have no relationship. The Amber Boys and the lawyers and teachers have no relationship. Actually now, that is why the Amber Boys have identified the teachers as their main target, as their enemy number one. They go after the teachers even more than they go after the military. So, you cannot get a monster from a caterpillar, but you can get a butterfly from a caterpillar, because the butterfly and the caterpillar are the same creature but just at different stages of the metamorphosis. But you cannot get a lizard from a caterpillar because those two creatures are nothing in common, and that is exactly what the Amber Boys are in comparison to the lawyers and the teachers. Two different creatures. One has hijacked the other. That's what has happened.